Who's watching? Hello, welcome to Who's Watching, and as you may have noticed, once again, it's just me. Unfortunately, Jordan's not feeling very well, and I don't want to catch what he's got. I've got his thoughts, and this is our review of The Timeless Children, which I think, I'm going to say now, most controversial episode in Doctor Who history. I think so. So, quick bit of shorthand. This is what I look like when it's me. This is my opinion. Jordan's opinion. Easy. Simple enough. Right. Love this title still. Loving the Destroyed Gallifrey. I think this is where the series budget went. Really like this Doctor-Master dynamic. I thought the beginning of this episode was so good. The opening with the Doctor going through the portal thing with the Master, the dynamic between the two of them. Oof, I mean, I don't think we've seen such good Master-Doctor chemistry since... Well, actually, that being said, Capaldi and Missy were great, but, you know, they've got some good chemistry between them. And I thought all the way up until they got into the chamber, into the Matrix, even past that point. But I'll just say now that when all the build up and all the lead directly to there was just so good. It's good to see some more classic Who concepts coming in, but not in a way that at least I don't think will have alienated new Who fans. Clever Graham disguising yourself as a Cyberman. Not gonna lie, I thought they were all gonna die. Anyone else get Shaun of the Dead vibes when they're like, let's just disguise ourselves as Cybermen? Can we just talk about the set design for a second? Because no matter what you think of this episode, you have to admit the set design was phenomenal. I mean, the bit that they're in, the Doctor and the Master, before he throws her into the Matrix, it looked just like it did in The Deadly Assassin with Tom Baker. Love the Master's line, don't mean to conversion shame you. Shrinking jokes. So, I'm conflicted with the moment of the Master just defeating the lone Cybermen, just like... I mean, there was just such a build-up around this lone Cyberman that then the Master just... But, I don't know, I feel like it would have bothered me more if we didn't have Sacha Dhawan's Master, because he's just so good. I just, you know, I wasn't that bothered, essentially, because he just did it so well. And I liked him joking about it afterwards, the shrinking jokes he should have made. Really like the new Cybermen design, and don't mind the stomping, it's kind of become iconic now. I don't like the spiky bits. Not a fan. I kind of thought someone was going to kick the bucket this episode, not gonna lie, and I feel like it was... I'm not unhappy that we've still got all the companions at this point. I feel like this was the episode where everyone had something to do. Literally, every companion was useful. Not happened before. But I feel like it was a bit of wasted narrative that they'd spent so much time building up the idea that someone was going to die and then not kill anyone. Just seemed like a bit of wasted time to me. The Matrix, that's always cause for trouble in this show. Slight point I'd like to say now, it was good to see the Matrix back, but every time the Matrix has been used in Doctor Who, the Master has manipulated it and used it to lie. Every time he has falsified things within the Matrix. So, think of that what you will. Shows how desperate the Doctor is, pleading with the Master to save her friend. Oh my god, I love that bit. Just, like I said, everything up until this point in the episode was just so good. Oh, the performance. Even through the bits that I wasn't so fond of, which I'm sure I'll get to in a minute, the performances were just fantastic, especially a special call-outs to Jodie Whittaker and Sacha Dhawan. Just the two of them, my god, I want an episode with pretty much just those two. Think the Heaven Sent, but you've just maybe a couple other people. You've just got the two. When he's opening those chambers, I thought of The Shining. That scene where they're all hidden in the lock. Well, they're not lockers, but it made me think of several horror video games where you hide in lockers and stuff, like Outlast and Alien Isolation. But that bit, so good. As we've said before, me and Jordan both massive horror fans, and this is how you do fear in Doctor Who. It was, that was when I thought someone was going to die. That bit, named character or unnamed. I know they've all got names, the other ones, but let's face it, who remembers them? They're not the main companions. But I thought that was when someone was going to die, and the tension, the way it ramped up, and the shots in this. I should have looked at who the director was beforehand. I didn't. I apologise, but their work in this episode was so good. The shot of Yaz is crying, well done. The performance there as well, so good. It was, yeah, fantastic to watch that bit. I just want to grab that bit and save it from the rest of this episode, along with some other moments. But yeah, more things like that, please. That was quite good. The Matrix, for most of it, just did definitely look like they were just stood on a green screen. They could have done it so much better. Do you know how they should have done it, in my opinion? Yes, don't run a show, but they should have incorporated them into the memories of the Matrix the same way Chamber of Secrets did with Harry in Tom Riddle's diary. That's how I would have done it. Just, you know, better ways to do that sort of thing, but didn't break the episode for me. Thought Ryan was going to get shot there. Love the shot of the lone Cyberman in front of the Gallifrey sim. Jodie Whittaker's got it easy this episode. What she has to do is pretend to be unconscious, like a Cyberman strangling people. Don't like they aren't called Gallifreyans. Wait, the Doctor is the timeless child? Do you know what my genuine reaction was when the Master said that? And I will quote myself right here. Off. That was my reaction then. I will tell you my entire end thoughts at the end, but just what? It was 1, too obvious, and 3, just I felt like it was storytelling. But that being said, the Master's known to lie. At no point do we actually see definitive evidence that is what it was. You know, I think he was lying, essentially, and I'll cover more of why at the end. Graham stuck in the Cyberman helmet. I like that bit. It was going in that direction, and it would have been too much of a Deus Ex Machina moment if you didn't have Graham then being Graham, saving the scene. I feel like the modern era of the show has never done Gallifrey and surrounding storylines right. I really liked the depiction, personally, I disagree with that point, only because I really liked the depiction of End of War Gallifrey in the End of Time episode. I thought they did really well, and you've got Timothy Dalton. I mean, you've got James Bond being Rassilon. What's not to love there? Every Time Lord is made from the Doctor? Was that the woman that, the leader of the CIA? The Celestial Investigation Agency. But the Division is an earlier version of it. Oh my god, Timeless Cybermen. They look great. Oh my god, I love them. The design of the Time Lord Cybermen I did like. What I don't like is the fact he kept being like, an endlessly regenerating army. No, 12, mate. 12. 12 regenerations. Each of those Cybermen would have 12 regenerations, which I'm not saying that's not still, you know, damn, but, you know, 12 regenerations. Also, the effects we've seen regeneration energy have on things, would it not, like, damage the mechanics each time it regenerates? Because I feel like that's a bit of a plot hole there. Humans on Gallifrey, the Time Lords won't like that. Love that farewell scene between the Doctor and her companions in the TARDIS. Felt like the scene between Nine and Rose when he sends her back to Earth in the parting of ways. I quite like that scene. Jodie was firm with them and whatever. It didn't show her actually sending the TARDIS back, so it didn't explain how they were going to go. Did one of them have to pull the takeoff lever? Because Who was going to do that? Not a lot of Sonic in this episode, though. The Judoon. Ooh. Is that prison supposed to be Sharda, the prison from the unfinished Tom Baker story called Sharda? And the next time is called Revelation of the Daleks. Sounds like a good title. I don't really feel like they've answered the Roof Doctor question still. I know that plenty of people will be like, oh, so that was before William Hartnell, but that still doesn't answer most of the plot holes with that theory. If that's where she comes, why is her TARDIS a police box? Anyway. Oh, and that Judoon reveal. I don't understand how the Judoon got into the TARDIS, but otherwise I like the just, boom, arrest, bam. That was pretty cool. Nice cliffhanger. Overall, enjoyed this episode, though I wasn't a big fan of everything with Gallifrey, or the Doctor being the timeless child. I'm not sure this was the greatest finale, but anything's got to be better than the Battle of Rans Kor Av Kolos. My final thoughts on this episode. I don't want to be a negative fan. I don't want to become one of those people. But this episode is so pushing me that way. First, I think, because my opinion I think sits somewhere between two different parties. I think I'll say what Will, our editor, told me when I asked him what he thought of it. What a way to on 50 years of lore. I think there were so many things I really enjoyed about this episode. I didn't even hate the reveal that the Time Lords got their abilities from this person. They stole it. Like, all that, good. But the idea of the Doctor being more than she's meant to be, which is just a Gallifreyan, that's so much better as a story. It's just so much. I just enjoy that so much more. That she's just basically just some Gallifreyan that left. She's not special. That's what makes her special. It's what she's done since she left Gallifrey. I don't like the idea that she was destined and stuff. I always hate that as a narrative trope. It's such a cliche, the chosen one. I'm not saying it's not been done well. I'm not saying it can't be done well. I just don't feel like it belongs. It belongs here. It doesn't belong in Doctor Who. I personally still don't think she is. And I'll explain. It's not just me being like, I'm denying it because I don't like it. Although I'm not going to lie, that's probably part of it. I feel like there was enough clues in the episode that I can comfortably sit with my theory of that without falling apart into my own plot holes of things. So, for example, 1. Every time the Matrix has been used, it's been shown to be completely unreliable. 2. We don't actually see the link all the way through from the Timeless Child to William Hartnell. 3. It's a lot of rewriting of Time Lord lore if this is what happened. The Doctor grew up with the Master. Oh yeah, that happened. Yeah, because that did happen. I don't... The reveal that before it was established that, Rassilon came up with the idea of regeneration, which I thought they were going to lead into when they were talking about the person that tried it on themselves and limited it to 12 for everyone else. I thought they were going to grow up or regenerate into being Rassilon. They didn't say that, but potentially that could still be what happened. I still would like to think that. For my own personal headcanon, you can take it for yourself if you want. That's my fan theory on that one, that person turned into Rassilon. And I'd also like to think that the Timeless Child is still out there somewhere, or something even worse happened to the Timeless Child. I kind of thought that, like, where it was going to go, which it didn't, but potentially still the truth could actually be, was that they needed to take everything from the Timeless Child to create the regenerations for an entire race. Plot hole, if she's the Timeless Child, it was sort of, the idea there was that the Timeless Child could regenerate just forever. The Doctor specifically ran out of regenerations and had to be given more by the Time Lord. plots, so I feel like there's too many plot holes for her to actually be the Timeless Child. I know I might just sound like a denier, I'm in denial, but that's what I think of the episode. They also haven't answered the Roof Doctor question, and I'm not sure they're going to, by the way they ended that. But I definitely think the Master was lying. That's what the Master does. Please share your thoughts below. We're probably going to do a ranking of every episode of this series at some point, and then after that, or maybe even before that, you're going to get your first not Doctor Who related video, and we'll see how that goes. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe, and tell us what you think in the comments below. I really want to know what other people think, what you think of my denial theory.